little kitty. How did the fancy dress racing competition go?
Not good. Kitty lost the race to someone dressed up as light.
Well, I'm not surprised. After all, no one can beat the speed of light.
Who said that?
None other than Einstein himself, with his theory of special relativity. So, let's zoom in. Imagine you're skateboarding down a road at 10 miles per hour and you throw a ball forward at 5 miles per hour. Someone standing still sees the ball moving at 15 miles per hour. Easy math. Your speed plus the ball's. That's how everything in our everyday world behaves. Now, let's crank it up. Suppose you could somehow travel at half the speed of light and shine a flashlight forward. You might think someone watching from the sidewalk would see the beam moving at 1.5 times the speed of light. Logical, right? Nope. They'd still measure it at exactly the speed of light, 299,792 kilometers per second. It means light doesn't speed up or slow down for anyone, no matter how fast they're moving. This strange rule baffled scientists for centuries until Einstein, a young patent clerk in 1905, asked a daring question. What would happen if I tried to chase a beam of light? And his answer changed everything. Einstein built his theory on two simple but radical ideas. First, the laws of physics are the same for everyone moving at a constant speed. And second, the speed of light never changes, no matter how fast you're moving. But if light never changes speed, something else must give. And that something is space and time themselves. To prove this, let's think about a light clock. Two mirrors bouncing a beam of light back and forth. Each bounce counts as one tick of time. Now, put that clock on a fast-moving spaceship. From your perspective inside the ship, the light moves straight up and down. Simple, right? But to someone watching from Earth, the light travels diagonally along a path. And since light speed can't change, the only explanation is that the clock is ticking more slowly. Time itself is stretching. This is known as time dilation, a real effect confirmed by experiments with atomic clocks flown around the Earth. Another strange consequence is called length contraction. When an object moves at speeds close to that of light, its length along the direction of motion appears shorter to someone watching from the outside. The faster it goes, the more it contracts. However, this isn't because the object is being physically squished. It's a result of how space and time adjust to keep the speed of light constant. Interestingly, the person moving with the object won't notice any change at all. To them, everything feels perfectly normal. Reality, it turns out, depends on who's looking. All of this leads to Einstein's most famous equation, E equals mc square. It tells us that energy, E, and mass, m, are deeply connected. They are two forms of the same thing. The c square, the speed of light squared, is an enormous number, which means even a tiny bit of mass can be converted into a tremendous amount of energy. This principle explains why stars shine how the sun produces its light and heat, and why nuclear reactions release such incredible power. In essence, matter itself is just concentrated energy, and energy can, under the right conditions, turn back into matter. So, what does special relativity really tell us? It reveals that space and time aren't separate. They are woven together into a flexible fabric called spacetime. And light is the universal ruler that measures and connects everything with it. Trivia time! Did you know nothing with mass can ever reach the speed of light? Yes! That's because an object's mass and energy increase as it accelerates, requiring infinite energy to reach the speed of light, thus establishing it as a universal speed limit. Sketching time! Today's sketch of the day goes to Nana Mau Mau. Hope you learned something special today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. So, Kitty, don't be sad. No one can beat the speed of light.
What if you just turn it off?
Well, never mind.